Greetings, good morning, hello, etc. We are Crypto for Joe, cryptocurrency and blockchain ideas for your average Joe. Speaking today with Cayman Nava. Cayman, how are you?
I'm doing very well.
So I'm not going to put too fine a point on this. You're an elite Ethereum programmer, and I want you to talk about programming. What do you do? Like the average Joe, come on, man. Programming itself, it doesn't matter what it is. Your mind just absolutely shuts off. I don't know how to program. You do. So what are some of the tenets? So what is it? How do you approach software development? I just think it might be interesting to people who are kind of have a little interest in that kind of thing.
Right. Maybe there's a few different components, but I think about it from a few different ways. One, you kind of have kind of a top down, like kind of more like a business line items that you're wanting to complete, right? It's like deliverables that you're wanting to get to. So, kind of the far vision, you kind of know where you're aiming. That's kind of one guiding factor. Another might just be just your curiosity or inner passion, and that might lead you in other directions. So you might just like be writing some kind of code because you're interested in exploring what happens when you run it, or what happens when you write this code in a certain way. Day to day, you kind of know where you are. Usually in a large software project, you're kind of incrementally adding features and honing some existing body of work. So you're kind of constantly reevaluating where you're at, where directly into the future you're wanting to go, like what additional features you're wanting to add. And so you're kind of working through it piecemeal like that.
And how do you approach the actual writing of code when you go to do that? You have a mindset, or have you done it so long now you just kind of turn the brain off and roll, or how do you think about that?
Yeah, like what happens when you sit down at a keyboard? Like what?
Yeah.
Well, this is something that they didn't teach you in school, at least not where I went to school. They didn't teach you like how to actually interface with the computer. Some of it comes down to like, wanting to have a nice interaction. So you set up your whole environment where, when you're typing, the computer will be giving you feedback. So like, as you're typing, it'll tell you when you're writing obviously wrong code. It can't fix subtle issues, but it can fix, obvious typos and things like that. So you kind of want that like spell check to be on in the computer. But really it's a matter of like being very concrete with what you're trying to solve in that minute, in that moment. And I think as you do it, you do get into this kind of flow state where, you're getting feedback from the computer, you're writing, you're reading it, it's just kind of slowly coming out of you.
If you could say one thing about programming to somebody who has never programmed or wants to get into the space, what would you say? What would the one takeaway the overarching advice, as it were, or observation about programming that you would say?
Well, it can be very fulfilling. But you can build beautiful things. You can build very useful things. It's also very intangible in many ways until you have a piece of software that connects back to the real world. So you have to be kind of okay with living in the ether, where your output is completely
obscured.
Right, obscured from most people's perception.
Wow, that's pretty deep, but I appreciate it. I like learning a little bit about what you guys do over there, and I thank you for your time today.